Dear students, in yesterday's class we have discussed some basic things about the transportation model. In today's class, let us solve some problems relating to transportation model. So as I have told you yesterday, we need to deal with three methods: northwest corner rule, least cost method, and Vogel's approximation method. So in today's class, let us discuss about northwest corner rule. What is the procedure to apply northwest corner rule to find out the feasible solution, to find out the initial basic feasible solution? So here yesterday I have told you one thing: optimum transportation cost. How to ascertain optimum transportation cost? By the application of northwest corner rule, let us try to understand how to find out optimum transportation cost. One more thing I would like to tell you, it may be the case of northwest corner rule, least cost method, or Vogel's approximation method. Whatever the optimum cost we obtain here, they may be correct, they may not be correct. If they are correct, no problem. If they are not correct, then we have to apply modification method, that is a Modi method. If these three methods are providing wrong information, to correct that we have to use a Modi method. But as per syllabus, we don't need to apply Modi method. Simply what we have to do, we have to find out the initial solution by application of these three methods. Okay, so in today's class, let us discuss about northwest corner rule. So directly I will solve a problem. Instead discussing about the theoretical aspects, directly I will come to the point: northwest corner rule. So first of all, see, from the following transportation matrix, find initial basic feasible solution, IBFS. That means optimum cost, by using the NWC rule. NWC means northwest corner rule. Here he has given a transportation matrix. See here, from and to. From means A, B, C. A manufacturer is manufacturing from three places, three cities or something like that: A, B, C. These are the production units. Okay, so from here we have to send goods by transportation modes. These three places where we have to send to: A1, B1, C1. That means these are the places where we have to send our goods. Next, from A to A1, to send goods, per unit transportation cost is 10. From A to B1, per unit transportation cost is 12. From A to C1, the transportation cost per unit is 8. Okay, so this is about A. From A to these three places, these are the per unit transportation cost. And next, B. From B to A1, per unit transportation cost 9. From B to B1, transportation cost per unit 13. From B to C1, transportation cost per unit 18. Next, C. From C to A1, transportation cost per unit 7. From C to B1, transportation cost per unit is 4. From C to C1, transportation cost per unit is 11. So this is about transportation matrix, and we are supplying goods. For that we must know what is demand. In accordance with that, we have to supply the goods. Demand: A1, to the place A1 the demand is 20. B1, total demand is 20 units. C1, total demand is 10 units. Right? So this is the present situation. Demand, this much of demand is there. Now we have to supply the goods. From A, we can supply total maximum units 30 units. From B, we can supply 10 units. From C, we can supply 10 units. And these are the supplies. So supply total how much? 30, 10, 20, 30, 10, 10, 50. Demand total 20, 20, 10. That is also 50. So demand is also 50, supply is also 50. Here what you have to understand, when demand and supply both of them are equal, both of them are equal, then only we can apply any rule. If they are not equal, then we cannot apply these rules. So if in a problem he has given that demand is something else, supply is something else, then we have to correct that. How to correct that? In my next class I will explain you. Right now demand and supply both are same. So now we can apply northwest corner rule. How to apply northwest corner rule? After applying northwest corner rule, how to get the initial basic feasible solution, that means optimum cost. See, solution. So again I have written the transportation matrix as in this previous lines. I have just repeated from to A1 B1 C1 supply from A B C. So per unit cost they are also same. Whatever it was here, I have written the same things. Everything is same. Now we are applying the northwest corner rule. What is the procedure to apply northwest corner rule? In this transportation matrix, how many cells are there? Cost cells 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 9 cells are there. Okay, 9 cells are there. Therefore let us start solving this problem by applying NWC rule. See, first, what is the procedure? The procedure is that as per northwest corner rule, first of all we have to select cell number 1, first cell. In these 9 cells, first one 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 9, the first one is this cell of rupees 10, this cell of rupees 10. So we have to select this. So I have selected this like this. So after selecting that, we have to observe the demand and supply of this cell. Demand of this cell is 20, supply of this cell is 30. Supply is 30, demand is 20. Here what amount we have, what unit we have to consider? Whichever is less, the least value. 30 and 20, the least value is 20. So we have to write this 20 here. So 20 and 30, in these two minimum value is 20. So 20 I have written here. That means I am sending 20 units to A1. 20 units to A1. So after writing this one, after allocating this 20 units, these 20 units must be deducted from demand and supply. We have allotted 20 units here. This allotment must be deducted from demand and supply. So here demand is 20. In this 20, the allotment is 20. So I am deducting 20. 20 minus 20, 0. Next, this same allotment of 20, that must be deducted from supply also. So here supply is 30. Allotment is 20. This 20 should be deducted from here. 30 minus 20 is equal to 10. So after deducting this 20, now we have to observe the balance. So supply balance is 10, demand balance is 0. When demand balance is 0, this demand relates to this column. So 0 has come in column. So therefore we have to remove this column. We have to remove this column. So I have taken a line. That means this column has cancelled. This column is no more to be considered. So therefore I have cancelled this row because it was 0. The step number 1 is over. So we have cancelled this column. If 0 was in row, we have to cancel row. If 0 is in column, then we have to remove or eliminate the column. Now we have eliminated or removed this column. Next step, again we have to repeat the same thing. So after removing this, how many cells are left? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 cells are left. So in these 6 cells, again we have to take first cell like we did in previous. In these 6, the first cell is, it is of 12. I will consider 12. I have selected 12. After selecting this cell, we have to consider the demand and supply of this cell. Demand of this cell is 20. Supply of this cell is 10. 20, 10. In these two, the minimum value is 10. The minimum value is 10. So we have to allot this 10 in this cell. So previous demand was 20, supply was 30. Therefore we had allotted 20 because it was least. In this case, demand is 20, supply is 10. Earlier it was 30. After deducting that 20, the balance is 10. So 10 and 20, in these two, the least value is 10. So I have allotted 10 here. After making this allotment, we have to repeat the same things. This allotment must be deducted from demand and from supply. So now demand is 20. In this 20, the allotment is 10. I am deducting this 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. Again, supply, it is 10. Allotment is also 10. So this must be deducted. 10 minus 10, it is 0. It is 0. Now after deducting this allotment, the column value balance is 10. Row value balance is 0. 0, where it comes, that must be eliminated. In this case, a row, this has 0 balance, so therefore this row must be eliminated. I have eliminated this row. So after eliminating this row, again we have to apply the same procedure. After eliminating this one, only 4 cells are left: 13, 18, 4 and 11. 4 and 11. So these are the 4 cells. In these 4 cells, the first cell is of 13. The first cell is 13. So I am selecting that 13. I have selected 13. So after selecting this one, we need to consider the demand and supply. We need to consider demand and supply. The demand of this cell is 10. Supply of this cell is also 10. Both are same, 10, 10. So previously what was the case? Demand was more, supply was less. So we were considering the least value. But in this case, both are same. So therefore we have to allot 10. We have to allot 10. After allotting this 10, again this allotted value 10 must be deducted from demand and supply. The demand is 10. So 10 minus allotment 10, 0. And again this 10 must be deducted from supply also. So supply is 10, allotment is 10. So 10 minus 10, 0. Now in both the cases 0 are there. In both the cases zeros are there. So therefore we have to eliminate both row and column, because both sides 0 is there. It is also, supply is also 0, demand is also 0. So therefore we have to eliminate column and row also. First I will eliminate column because it was a 0. Next, again supply, row is also 0. So we have to eliminate this row also. I am eliminating this row by drawing the cancellation line. See, so after this process, now we need to repeat the same thing. After cancelling everything, only one cell is left, because in the cell of 11 there is no cancellation row. Apart from that, remaining all cells will be having the cancellation row. So 11 is the only cell which has no cancellation row. That means this is active. This is the last cell. This is the last cell. When this is the last cell, we don't need to apply any rules. So simply we have to select that cell. Now I have selected this cell. This is the last cell. When we select last cell, the demand and supply of that particular cell must be equal. If they are not equal, so then we have done wrong. See, I have selected this cell of 11. the demand of this cell is 10, supply of this cell is 10, that means same. We have done correctly, we have solved this problem correctly, that means. Okay, so I have selected 11. When I have selected 11, again I consider demand, that is 10, supply, that is 10, both are same, so therefore I will take 10 as allotment. After allotting this, this 10 must be deducted from demand and supply. 10 minus 10 0, 10 minus 10 0. Okay, so after taking these zeros, now let us consider, is there any value apart from 0 is there? See, first column 0 balance, second column 0 balance, third column 0 balance, first row 0 balance, second row 0 balance, third row 0 balance. So everywhere balance is 0. When everywhere balance is 0, that means problem is over. Now we can take the solution. We can take the solution. So how to take the solution? That is very simple. So first of all, we have to consider all the allotted cells in this row. In this row 3 cells are there. This cell is allotted with 20, this is allotted with 10, this is not allotted with anything. So we have to select only those cells which have been allotted. So 20 and 10, these are allotted. I will take them. So first cell 20 units we have allotted. I will write here 20 units. Per unit transportation cost is 10. So 20 into 10. 20 into 10 is equal to 200 transportation cost. Next, second allotment 10 units. I will write here 10 units. 10 units per unit transportation cost is 12. 10 into 12 120. So first row is over. We have taken both the allotted cells. Now in second row, first cell, this has not been allotted. Second cell has been allotted with 10 units. So I will take that 10. Per unit cost is 13. 10 into 13, that is 130. So this is over. Next cell, it has not been allotted, so we don't need to consider that. Next, third row, first cell not allotted, second cell not allotted, third cell it has been allotted with 10 units. So I will take 10 units. 10 units per unit cost is 11. 10 into 11, that is 110. So this is the cost of transportation as per NWC rule. So what is the total? 6, 3, 4, 5. Total transportation cost is 560. Total transportation cost is 560. This is how we have to apply the northwest corner rule. So after watching this video, I will send another problem. You have to solve that problem and send in the group. Thank you.